Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2021. It's career mode. We're on episode number 4. I was just forming my sprint train. Gerardo was right at the front when I did it, and then he was supposed to be taking the front of the line and taking us beyond the Peloton, and he somehow got caught up behind his teammates, and they're all waiting to get behind him, but he couldn't get through them, and then all of a sudden we dropped back to the middle of the Peloton instantly. So let's see how well we can overcome this as we now already enter the final 7 kilometers of this one. Shokri has used up his red bar in an attempt to get towards the front. Gerardo just needs to push on. I think we're going to be going straight into Ochoa here in just a second. 6K to go and a downhill finish, so we do want to get things moving. Gerardo, yeah, here's that last little uphill swing. And Chokri's done, so let's go ahead and go right into Ochoa. We've got that prime position where we want to be. At least we have that. Okay, 3K to go. And we've got 4 guys. DeLuna with his sprint not going anywhere. 2K to go. Raylanu. These guys are so much faster than we are. Jeez. We had a nice position. Had. Past tense. Uribe. I don't know how well he's going to get through here. Zervis in a better position. Uribe coming on much too late. And that was down to just not enough pace in the guys we had. Vermeulen, Penhout, 1-2. It's going to be difficult to beat that pair. Those guys are pretty quick, but could have, should have been better. Tried to use the team to help us out. You got a guy going full sprint with 15, 20 riders easily outpacing him. That's difficult. That's really, really difficult when they are that slow. Start of stage number 3. Here in the Tour de Normandie. Well, let's get a few things out of the way. This is a short stage, and so we're going to get to the end quite quickly, which I think means it's more important to get these guys up front sooner rather than later. Couple updates. First off, this is no longer the playthrough we had. My game file got corrupted. Good thing we were just getting started. But that's 2 Tour de France and this already having some issues, some game-breaking bugs. That does make me a little nervous. Makes me pretty nervous going forward. I need to start making some backup files. However, on this occasion, could have had something to do with myself. I did get into the database to try to do an update on the name issues with O'Connor and O'Laughlin and normalize that so it wasn't a bunch of random text, and then I went and tried to fix our sponsorship money, and that could have been what broke the game. So it very well could have been me, but I've done all of that in past years of the game with no issue. So to have that issue now is a little worrying. Alright, we're all set. We're also coming up on 70k, and we only need to get water a single time today. We've got this little Cat 4 climb. 2k to go. Okay, that's close enough to the top. Ochoa dropping back to grab the water. Has it, and he'll make his way back forward without wasting energy. I like when that works out, timing-wise. Okay, we're all set for the finish. Now, we've got this little uphill swing just before, and then you've got the downhill swing, and then another slight uphill right on the finish. So we will be prepared for that. And with such a short stage, the pace, the tempo is going to be pretty hot throughout, I would think. 50k to go. 2.5 minutes for 4 riders. That's a pretty good lead for such a small group. Anyway, so I had to restart. We're picking up at the same place. It's the same team. That setup was all the same. The race calendar looks a little different because that's generated. And without a singular home, without that type of identity as a world team, we have an open calendar in terms of we don't adopt a French calendar or an East European calendar or a North American calendar. We are generic worldwide, and as a result, calendar did look a bit different this time. And as I quicksim my way back to this point, we didn't quite get the results. Uribe has had some good results, but for one thing, no wins thus far. And the sponsor confidence isn't quite as sky high. But with the update, which I did do before restarting, with the update to the finances, that one was definitely on me. I found that I made a tiny little zero error that is actually quite massive. 16k to go. I think this is a good time to set things up for the end. As I'm doing that, let me continue, if I can, diversify my thoughts and branch out and do two things at once. Anyway, you have a min-max for your potential salary with sponsors. When you go to sign every year, you can see what that potential minimum maximum is. So it's a range. I had made one mistake, and that mistake was an extra zero. But an extra zero in this case can make a very big difference. The difference between the min being 800,000 potentially at some point down the road, and the min being 8 million sometime down the road. That's a pretty significant jump between the two. Yeah. Oops, I did that. And that could have been what was the game breaker. But I tried to put things back the way they were, and that didn't matter. It didn't take it. But this time around, instead of 666,000 a month, we have a 66,000, which is a good balance. That is so much more than what we had a year ago for PCM 20. Finances are in much better shape, but 66,000 is still not a lot. That's not World Tour kind of money. But now there's an actual range as we set our targets. So 66,000 for OK stays the same, but it will and can go up. Okay, 11K. Ochoa, you got to start pushing a little harder here, buddy. We want to get out front for this hill. Let's get Chokri ready. 10K to go. There's the breakaway. Finally being reeled back in. Okay, on to Ochoa. Chokri. Ochoa, try to grab onto the back. Where is your team? There we go, behind Gerardo. Last breakaway rider, now reeled in, and Chokri's about to go over the top. Did not get DeLuna ready ahead of time like I should have, unfortunately. Okay, DeLuna leading it over the top. Gerardo, we need to get him ready, and there is the top of the hill. 6K to go. Gerardo, we need to start pushing. DeLuna, jump in second line. You'll get a little more push. Okay, gel up for these guys, and 4K to go, and I want you to start sprinting. We need full speed. DeLuna losing the wheel a little bit. He needs to start his sprint. We need to get Raylanu going. 2.5K. This is better this time. Oh, wow. Not better this time. Raylanu, are you that slow, Raylanu? You're sprinting, right? 66 acceleration, but okay, we need to get on to Zervis right now. I'm going to get DeLuna out of the way. There you go. They're coming up a bit better now. 1K to go. Zervis still pushing, leading the way. Now Uribe in a much better position than he was moments ago. So we've got back in. We went at the right time, and Uribe 800 meters. He might come up a little short, but Lavassier already seems to be fading. Vandenberg already seems to be fading. Penhote is the one we got to worry about because he's looking like he is still full on the accelerator. Oh, Uribe! That was not a 75 acceleration there, buddy. Not even close. That was a terrible acceleration. Yes, he runs out of red bar 20 meters before the finish, but that was not a good acceleration. He dropped off of Zervis's wheel instead of overtaking, right? He dropped off and then slowly made his way up there. Zervis was already out of red bar, so it's not like he was going at the pace he had been going. He was slowing up. Poor takeoff from Uribe on that one. Timing was fine. I mean, 20 minutes coming up short. We want him going at about 700 meters, not 800, but it's about as close as you're going to make it. And yeah, that was just a really poor takeoff. Gourmet with the win on that one. Uribe grabs just 6th place. Not good through our first 2 attempts on this one. We need a stage win. So we're on stage 4 now, and I'm pretty nervous about this one because we couldn't beat him when we had good or at least decent race day condition. I'm not sure how we're going to beat him with all of our quick guys on a 0 race day condition. I mean, at least it's not negative, but I don't like the odds of getting much out of this one at the moment. All right, we have gotten ourselves out front. We've got 11K to go. We've got an uphill section here, nice little downhill, and then the run into the finish. Chokery not going to last much longer here. 10K to go. That's the banner there. Let's get him onto the back end, and we're going to try to get that little bit of a push out front. So DeLuna is a little bit punchy, is going. Uribe is good. Zervis is good. And that's going to get us over the top. Ochoa done.
Oh, the pace is too hot for certain
Okay, we've got that nice front position at the moment. So we've definitely got a team trying to get up beside us here. Okay, last 5K. Okay, 3.3. Ray Lanu is going to start his sprint. Inside 2 kilometers, Zervis now leading out. Uribe, oh, that's a disqualifying type move right there, Vermeulen. Boy, you do that in real life, you are relegated to the back of the group and possibly suspended. Uribe, red bar runs out a little bit shy. He's going to get 4th on the stage here. Or 5th, okay. I thought he was already across the line before that guy came in with a little something left. Bren Dixon. Brochner takes the stage. Vermeulen didn't even feature. He ended up all the way down in 16th. He had nothing left. He spent all of his energy wiping out Uribe, who, if he doesn't lose a full bike length there, Uribe is maybe 2nd, maybe 1st. Would have been close, but he certainly would have been on the podium, which would have at least given us a partial pass for this objective. As of yet, we have not finished better than just top 5. So pretty worrying on that front, and that was definitely a good opportunity. Yeah, not a fan of Vermeulen's move on that, as he completely just dove right in between Zervis and Uribe and changed his line, blocked him off. And yeah, big trouble for a lot of riders doing that kind of stuff these days. In fact, we just saw one. What was that? Tour de Suisse? I want to say Tour de Suisse. One of the middle stages. Somebody just got relegated. It was a breakaway rider. Got relegated to 2nd place, actually, as they had a 1 second gap over the guy who finished 3rd. Things have played out a lot differently here on stage number 5. We had a large breakaway. It was 18 riders, and then they still had that 4.5 minute gap. It's a longer stage, 160K, as opposed to the last couple short ones. But the chase, to chase down a group that large, has been hot and heavy throughout. And you can see that not only do we have a couple riders dropped and a 3rd rider who is exhausted and about to get dropped, but the Peloton's down to just 44 riders. The breakaway is shrinking. It's down to, 13 at the front anyway. So 5 of those riders have been dropped kind of one by one and being brought back towards the field. But it's now just 30 seconds until we catch them. It's also just 13 kilometers till we get to the finish. I want to get a sprint train going. However, I'm short 3 guys, almost 4 guys. Shockery's about to run out as well. So we're going to be down to our last 3 riders, and they're going to have their go here quite soon. So 11K now. We're seeing an attack. Rosetto going for it. This is a good opportunity, though, as we bring those guys in and move through. Okay, 9K, and the pace is lifted. We can't let that continue, or Rosetto's going to leave us behind. So let's get Uribe to follow Service, follow Raylanu. Raylanu needs to gel up now. He obviously can't go 99s, but he's going to have to push. Shockery, I want you to try to get on. Gerardo, he's not going to make it, but at least try to get on. Go ahead and gel up for those two. Okay, Raylanu gets us out front, and now Rossetto, who had pulled out nearly 30 seconds, going when he did, when there's not much oomph left in the Peloton. Really good move, good timing, and if we had not responded, very well could have worked. Raylanu is not going to last a lot longer, though. We've brought it down to 20 seconds. Riders are getting dropped.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Okay, he's out of energy, but he's still got some yellow bar, just a little bit left. 4K to go. Now he's out. On to Zervis. Just one man to lead out Uribe. Uribe, gel. Okay, 2.5K. Little bit of a downhill, but not much towards that. Okay, 99 Zervis. 1.6. Go. Go, go, go. Okay, we get the overtake. Into the final kilometer. Uribe. Come on, buddy. Come on. Hang on. Hang on. He's out of red bar. Get top 3, please. Get top 3. Come on, get top 3. Hang on, hang on. Lunge, 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 lunge. Ah, yay, Uribe. Prades, Ben Dixon, Brochner, same guys. Uribe 4th. And Uribe just cannot sprint. He's got some speed, but he's got no resistance, even with a +3 today. And a 66 resistance, he still couldn't sprint 800 meters on the flat. Tiny little uptick right in the final 10-15 meters, and Uribe loses half a wheel in that time. Final 12 kilometers here on stage number 6. The field just sitting up, which is good timing for me to get out front, pull this back. We've got 3 riders in the break. It's a 1-minute gap. The field was split, but that sudden sitting up in the field has allowed the chase group to get back on board. They were only just off the back. The split was a little while ago. Probably 6-7 kilometers, but that was enough to get them back in check. We're down to 7.5K, so we need to start pushing hard. 99s throughout. $4K to go. It's 30 seconds. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to catch these guys. That sudden lift of pace causing some damage here. 3K to go. Ochoa onto his sprint. We're seeing a movement. Prades going. Looks like he's leading out Germain. Raylanu. Zervis lost his wheel. 1K to go. And we've got one breakaway rider left. Raylanu in a good, strong position. But finally, 700 meters. Uribe. This is going to be his best shot at getting a podium. Overtake the breakaway. He's going to get second. Topalik takes the win, but Uribe does finally earn a podium. Necessary one. Ironically, this time we get him where we want, 700 instead of 800, where he keeps coming up just short at 800, and at 700, he easily could have made 800 this time. I don't know what that was about, why Uribe was so much more on it this time than previous, but okay, it is what it is. One stage left to go, one last chance to actually win a stage, but that was big, getting a podium on a stage. Final stage, final 15 kilometers, final minute to the breakaway of 5. Peloton just split a moment ago under the chase. Let's see if we can actually get up there and get in contention for this thing and see if we could actually bring those guys back. I was worried about this one for the second stage in a row just a little bit ago. It's looking a little bit better now. 11K to go. Gap's already come down by 20 seconds. Luna just about done here as we go under the 10K banner. We'll be able to push a bit harder from here on out onto Ochoa. Awkward corner there, tight corner. And just like that, we're already down to 8 kilometers. So 99 from here on out. 28-second gap, so they are holding on fairly well at the moment. 7K to go. Reilanu set up 5.4K, so let's get everybody gelled up. Chokery done. On to Gerardo. There goes the last man from the break, going clear. 3.5K to go. Reilanu taking over. This is a little ways out for 3 guys. Okay, down to 2K, so Reilanu is going to start his sprint. Now on to Zervis at 1.5. He is hurting Uribe, but Uribe coming in. There you go. We go clear. Uribe! Can he hang on? Red bar runs out right before the line, but he does hang on. We get the win. Final stage. We finally get things lined up. It really helped that Reilanu had a +5. Zervis had a +4, I think, and Uribe had a +1 or 2. So the lead-out guys this time finally got Uribe in the right position. Uribe, with a proper lead-out, can win a sprint, but it takes that proper lead-out, and we just have not been able to nail that proper lead-out down stage after stage because the lead-out guys are just so weak comparatively. I mean, there's almost what you have there, but it really takes a good race day condition for us to actually compete. We had it that time. We get the win, and that gives us a pretty good position overall. Uribe moves up all the way to 5th place from outside of the top 10 with the 10-second bonus that he had. He was 11th. It also moves him up to 2nd, but Topolak takes the win in the points classification. 5th as a team. Good result for us. Good result. And that will go down as a successful sponsor objective. Let's take a quick look at the new setup that we have here. All right, so you can see we're now sitting on a budget of just under $67,000 per month. The max has been readjusted. It should be so much higher. But that's the thing is you set a mark and the game doesn't actually give you that mark. It reinterprets itself based on what kind of budget the team is sitting on currently, which gets a little confusing. The objectives we've gotten into so far, though, have been very small. This one will go down as a success. It's the biggest one we've had so far, so it should give us a pretty good boost to the sponsor confidence, which was only just inside the green. I think when we get to tomorrow, it'll still be green, but it'll be much higher than it had been. From here on out, though, we're looking at stage win, stage win, stage win, stage win in everything until GP Crunch, Utah, and after that or after the signing period. So that's the last one, and that's the last time we get a top 10 one. So the easy ones, had we participated in, that have missed out, are behind us with some failures. But unlike last time, the results, yeah, they're still happy. They're good. But now we actually get credit for Uribe as a registered rider, a bit anyway. He's not super popular, but he's a little popular, and that's just enough. With now a smaller budget sponsor, they're happier to see us succeed. They're also happier with the popularity of Uribe. So where both of these evaluations were 0 last time around, now getting a little something there is going to make it a lot easier to get the sponsor confidence high and then see that increase by near 20,000 for next season. In terms of what we're paying the riders, Uribe making 6,500, everybody else on minimum. I will probably try to hang on to Uribe for now, as he's a part of this team, and it shouldn't cost us much to sign him. Actually, I should be able to get him for less than what he's making at this point. He's in his 30s, only a 72 overall, probably not going to improve. Therefore, I should be able to sign him for 4,000 or less. Random potential on. We did see one big change, and that change is Samuel Mugisha. Mugisha 5'8" potential this time. So that's the one alteration we had. Now, in terms of quality, there's not much. He's a climber, though, and he should get well into the 70s as a climber, just 23 years of age. There's no way he's anywhere near that potential right now, so he's got a long ways to go to get there yet. But at 23, he's definitely not level 1 or level 2 type thing. I just don't know how many out of the 20 levels has he already achieved. But if it's only 4 or 5, maybe 6, then he's got a good ways yet to go, and we'll get well into the 70s eventually. But don't look for him to be a game changer. He's just going to be a decent role player, I think, for this squad. Like I said, at this age and at that level, he's probably already a fair chunk of the way along potential range. He's already made a good amount of progress. He might have started around 60 or below to get to where he is now. Beyond that, though, everybody else, we'll definitely say farewell to. So we're going to be replacing at least 6 guys this season. So I'm going to be doing a lot of scouting as we go forward. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.